Good morning. As promised, a quick live on oils for skin. When we're talking about skin, I just want to start first by talking about a couple of safety precautions to keep in mind. So the first is if you have sensitive skin, you want to make sure that you dilute your oils. And what that means is you take a carrier oil like fractionated coconut oil and you add your essential oils to this. So usually what I recommend is somewhere about like a tablespoon of carrier oil to a drop or two of essential oil. And for someone like me who's super sensitive, I tend to dilute almost every oil. There are some that you don't have to if you're an adult, like lavender, but I usually encourage people to start with diluted oils because it is easier to add more carrier oil than it is to add to take it away. So start with, sorry, that did not make any sense. I have not had enough coffee. Start with your oils diluted, and that is particularly true if you're talking about your face because your face and your neck is some of your most sensitive skin. So carrier oils come in a whole bunch of different types and varieties, but they're generally nut and seed oils. I like coconut oil for a lot of people because it's not greasy and it tends to have fewer allergic reactions than some others. But I will say for your face, it's a little bit dry. So usually I recommend jojoba for face. Someone asked me about carrot seed oil for acne. Carrot seed oil is actually pretty rich, so I'm not sure, and super moisturizing. And so if you have an excess of oil already, that might not be a good choice. Carrot seed oil does have some antibacterial properties. So if it's like a bacterial situation where you're not getting clean enough on your skin, it might be an option. But I might stick with something a little bit that is a tiny bit drier, like coconut oil. Alternative options are things like sweet almond oil as well. I don't often refer to that when I talk about it because a lot of people have nut and seed allergies. So if you are someone like that, start with something really simple and benign like fractionated coconut oil. And you'll see it's liquid, it's not the solid stuff. You can use the solid coconut oil, but it's much greasier. So if you're like in a pinch on your skin, like your feet or your hands or your body, and you want to use the solid coconut oil, you can use that same kind of thing, like a tablespoon or like a glob of it and a drop of essential oil. But it does tend to be a lot greasier, and the fractionated coconut oil, even if you get a little bit on your clothes, it doesn't stain your clothes, whereas a lot of times the solid coconut oil is so greasy that it will stain your clothes and you'll get like those big grease spots. That doesn't happen with fractionated coconut oil. You can also, if you're using oils on your face, you can also add them to whatever facial lotion you use. So I have crazy sensitive skin. I'm allergic to so many things. I actually have to be really careful about what I put on my face and on my hair and on my neck. I have a tendency to get eczema. In fact, I have a little bit of it right now, and I'm not totally sure why, but, and so I actually use super benign stuff like CeraVe, and that's about it on my face. So I will use my CeraVe cream, and I will add oils to that. So here are some of the oils that I recommend for skin. My number one, I cannot say enough good things about it. I use it every single day, twice a day, and sometimes more if I'm having irritation like rashes and stuff, is Yarrow Palm. And now this is a small bottle that you can't get. It normally is a 30 ml. I just forgot to bring it downstairs. This one was a special one at convention last year. And the essential oil in this is Yarrow, and it comes in pomegranate seed oil, so it's already in a carrier. And you can actually use this internally. So it comes with the dropper when you buy it. It's a big 30 ml. It's not quite this big, but close. And it comes with the dropper, so you can take it as a tincture. I don't do that. I just add it straight up to my skin, and it is blue. It is very blue, so you can see. Super blue. So when you first put it on, it might have a little bit of a blue tint, but it actually goes away pretty fast. And so I've already put it on this morning. I'm not looking smurfy, so you know that it goes away. This is so rich If you are someone who tends to have dry skin, like I cannot say enough good things about this. It has made me, for all of my rashes that I get for my allergies, I used to have to use prescription hydrocortisone, and now I don't. So as long as I'm using this religiously, I mix it. So I take a couple drops and mix it with my face lotion, and then put it wherever I'm having rashes, like here, or like up here, or on my mouth, or wherever. And the other thing I do is I take a little bit of it straight, because it already is in the carrier, so it's in that pomegranate seed oil, and I put it straight on if I have like, a dry spot here or something. It's like the only thing that makes my face feel great. It's also amazing in the winter. So if you live somewhere like I do, where it gets really cold and you get dry, cracky skin or dry hands, add a little bit of it to your hand cream or your foot cream. It is magic. In fact, it's really hard to tell in the actual bottle that you buy how much is left. And I had this brief panic moment before I went on vacation last week that I might run out, and I had to order more because I'm not willing to be without it, because it is so therapeutic to my skin. So Yarrow Palm, number one. If you have any skin issues, any sensitivities, any dryness, it's amazing. I literally cannot say enough good things about it. So Yarrow Palm, it's a must. Number one skin oil. The second one that I love so much for skin is frankincense. And when my skin is super, super irritated, I will use both frankincense and Yarrow Palm. And there's something incredibly soothing about frankincense. It's also my go-to, my number one go-to for things like bruises. And it's just, again, another one of those really soothing for your skin oils, and it's relatively gentle. So if you don't have a carrier oil and you're an adult and you don't fall into that, that category of people like pregnancy and immune compromised, those type of situation in children, you can use it straight. So I just add a couple of drops along with my Yarrow Palm to my face lotion, and it just gives that little added extra TLC for your skin. So frankincense, so good. Like, this is your Swiss Army knife along with lavender. Like, pretty much if someone has something going on with their skin or their body and they need oil for it, more often than not, this would be one of the first ones I recommend. And I'm just going to tell you a little story about frankincense. I twisted my ankle last year. I stepped out of my car and I have this like crazy rocky driveway, and I twisted my ankle, and I am someone who bruises if I look at anything. I mean, I just have really, really sensitive skin, being so fair. And I instantly took frankincense and a blend called Deep Blue, which is like a muscle soothing blend, and I combined those two and rolled them on my ankle like 3 times within 12 hours, and I never bruised. And I'm talking like I'm the kind of person, I just carried a bag. I'm actually getting over a bruise on my arm from carrying a bag that had soda cans in it. So it's an incredible oil. So frankincense, that's your number 2 must have. So Yarrow Palm, frankincense. And then we get into some of the other oils that are just really like TLC for your skin. So some of these are lavender. Lavender is great for soothing. One of the ways I love it is for sunburns, and it's very soothing to your skin. Also pretty gentle. So if you are in a pinch and you don't have anything to dilute it with, you can use it straight if you're not children and that whole other category I said. Another is geranium. I have a lot of customers and friends who use geranium and swear by it for their skin. So geranium, it's very floral smelling. And so, a little goes a long way with geranium, but it's also super, super soothing for your skin. And then getting into, one other one, which I haven't actually used for my skin, but if you go to Brazil, it is in like every skincare product, and that is copaiba. So my copaiba is, you can see it's like pretty much empty. I use this for anxiousness support. I take it and it has a dropper top that I put on because I put 2 drops under my tongue and take it morning and night. But it is another one of the oils that is recommended for skin. So one to try if you are having any skin issues. Throwing at my computer. Okay, now If you have problem skin, someone asked for recommendations for oily skin and acne. I have 2 recommendations for you. The first is tea tree oil. So tea tree oil is kind of a clarifying oil, and it is one you can use for all sorts of skin problems. We'll say problems. So if you have rashes and irritations and blemishes, tea tree oil is great. You can use this in your facial lotion, or you can also use it, and if you're going to wash your face, you can kind of do a rinse with tea tree oil. You can also put it straight on blemishes, and that helps make them go away. Another one that's really, really good for blemishes, and you might be like, what? Is lemongrass. Amazing for blemishes. Just take it, put it right on the blemish. Purify, the blend Purify, I have been told, is also good for that. I will say lemongrass is very drying. So it is an oil I would say dilute for sensitive skin. And so if you are going to put this on a blemish, make sure you take like a Q-tip and put it only on that. But if you do have really, really super greasy skin, it might be something to try very diluted, okay? And then 2 other single oils I just want to mention because they're really sort of magical oils. One is blue tansy, and there's actually a Vogue article about blue tansy being a miracle skin oil. It is very blue, like don't put it on. It's unlike Yarrow Palm. It lasts the blueness. This is me just touching it. Yeah, super blue. So if you're going to use it, make sure you use it before you go to bed or with quite amount of time before you go out, because it can be quite smurf inducing. But it is a really, really great one for a lot of skin conditions. So it's one to try. So blue tansy. And then helichrysum. So helichrysum is the oil I recommend if someone is looking like scars and bruises. It's a really healing one. Also, scars and bruises in your heart, like so emotional scars and bruises, that's a good one. Just a little tip. So blue tansy and helichrysum are quite pricey, but they're amazing, and a little goes a long way. So even though they're small little bottles and they're expensive, you don't have to use a ton. You saw like that. My fingers are still, by the way, see, they're still blue. And then finally, for oils only. So doTERRA has a bunch of lines of skincare you can try. There's a line called HD Clear, and that's a line specifically designed for people with problem skin, blemishes, teens, and so on. There's the Barrage line, which is all natural and maybe for a little bit aging skin. And then there's a sort of a basic line that has everything from eye stuff, and like an eye roller and dark spot cream and everything. So there's a line for you if you're looking to start a essential oil infused skincare line. So the last one I wanted to tell you about is called Immortelle. And this is a blend that has all of the skin oils. So I haven't even told you all of them, but because like there's sandalwood and myrrh, but they are here in this. So this has Hawaiian sandalwood, frankincense, myrrh, lavender, helichrysum, and rose. I didn't even mention rose. Rose is another one that's great for any, for all kinds of skin stuff. But a lot of these are super expensive, precious oils. Frankincense, myrrh, Hawaiian sandalwood, rose, those are all really, helichrysum, those are all very precious oils, and you can get them together in this. This is a roller, so I've shown you these before. It smells really good too, and it's an amazing deodorant. Use it as a deodorant if you want to use it as deodorant. But this is one of the rollers that doTERRA sells that is not diluted. And I mention that because in my experience with my customers, Hawaiian sandalwood is an oil that a lot of people have a sensitivity to. So if you are not sure, or you're not like a super tough skin person, or you tend towards irritation, or you tend towards reactions like itchiness or whatever, dilute this. Pop the roller top off. So you can actually buy this little key in doTERRA's store that will pop the roller top off. get some extra rollers, and I usually do like a 3-way dilution. So take a third of this and put it in one, a third of this in another, and then fill up the rest with fractionated coconut oil or whatever carrier oil you want. And then you've got this, it's, you know, this precious oil blend that maybe is a little expensive, and you have 3 rollers of it. This is a great one. A lot of people love this for their skin, but again, mindful that it is not pre-diluted. So sensitive skin folks 100% should be diluting it, okay? So I hope that was helpful, you guys. There are so many other oils that are great for skin. Rose, sandalwood, Hawaiian sandalwood, myrrh, and there's my phone. So if you have any questions, message me, and have a great one. 2 days left for our back to school sale. Don't miss it. Bye.